Apple's insane new partnership with SpaceX. Hello lovely YouTube family, welcome back to Tech and Vision. In today's videos, we're going to talk about Apple's insane new partnership with SpaceX. Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. It is pretty intriguing to think about the potential connection between Apple's and SpaceX ambition and their collaboration on an event, but seems like Apple's hardware has yet again proven to be one of the best in class, and this time in a SpaceX seal of approval on it. Hot on the rocket-fueled heels of the billionaire space race, 4 everyday people are ready to make space history when they strap into a SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule and go for a 3-day joyride around our planet. The Inspiration 4 mission, which doubles as a fundraiser for St. Jude Children's Hospital, is already launched. SpaceX is flying 4 private citizens to orbit on a 3-day mission called, and according to Apple Insider, the hardware of the Cupertino giant will play a significant role in the all-civilian crew mission of SpaceX to further study the effects of spaceflight on the human body. The Apple hardware will be key in a first-of-its-kind research study happening during the flight. These products include Apple Watch Series 6, iPhone 12 Pro, and iPad Mini 4 as selected by SpaceX. Shift4 Payment founder Jared Isaacman is funding the private spaceflight for 4 through Elon Musk's space exploration company. The Inspiration 4 venture was purchased from SpaceX by Mr. Isaacman, 38, who made his fortune developing systems to process credit card payments. But rather than go on an outing with fishing buddies, he decided, as he saw it, to inject real purpose into the flight. So he gifted the 3 adjacent seats to people with inspirational stories. Inspiration 4 is also the center of a fundraising campaign to raise $200 million for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital and the effort to cure childhood cancer. Mission Commander Jared Isaacman, Mission Pilot Dr. Cian Proctor, Medical Officer Haley Arsenax, and Mission Specialist Chris Sombrowski will each participate in health research studies while in space. The effort is a collaboration between SpaceX and NASA-sponsored Translational Research Institute for Space Health, TRISH, at Baylor College of Medicine and investigators at Weill Cornell Medicine. According to Jimmy Wu, senior biomedical engineer at TRISH and instructor for the Center for Space Medicine at Baylor College of Medicine, the project is a pretty Apple-heavy set of projects. He also added that the project is really great because the product speaks for itself. TRISH is a cooperative agreement with NASA's Human Research Program that looks at how to minimize risk to human health and performance in space environments. Being external to NASA allows TRISH researchers to be more risk-tolerant when using technology to make scientific leaps. Each Inspiration 4 crew member will wear an Apple Watch Series 6 to collect research-grade ECG activity, movement, sleep, heart rate, and rhythm, blood oxygen saturation, and cabin noise data. The Dragon capsule will also capture data on light intensity during the mission. Researchers on Earth will be able to correlate health vitals captured with the Apple Watch and environmental data captured by the Dragon vehicle with cognitive test results. These results are gathered during the mission as each crew member performs a series of tests using a cognition app running on iPad Mini 4 tablets. TRISH explains that NASA astronauts undergo rigorous training to prepare for this stressful mission. It also said that cognitive and physiologic data collected in the I-4 crew will improve understanding of how the general population will behave and perform in space travel, which becomes more relevant as more spaceflight passengers explore our solar system. The neurocognitive performance study is led by Dr. Matthias Basner at the University of Pennsylvania Perelman School of Medicine. While the Inspiration 4 crew sample size is very limited, data collected from the research study can be combined with data from participants on future private space flights as well. The small sample size of Inspiration 4 means we may not see specific data that could be identifiable for privacy purposes after this mission, but information captured will be the beginning of a larger collection of data gathered between a number of space flights going forward. While Inspiration 4 doesn't include docking to the International Space Station, the crew is scheduled to fly in a flight-proven Dragon capsule, the same which was used for NASA's SpaceX Crew 1 mission. According to reports, the Dragon is not going anywhere near the ISS. It's on a free flight to a target altitude of 575 kilometers, 360 miles. That's about 150 kilometers above the orbiting laboratory and roughly the height from where the Hubble Space Telescope views the cosmos. Even if they don't have a destination as such, the foursome will have plenty to keep them occupied. They've taken up scientific experiments to be conducted inside their Dragon capsule, and SpaceX has modified their temporary home to include a big window, which the crew is sure to be using during downtime to wonder at Earth below. The Inspiration 4 mission are going further from the planet than most astronauts who have gone to space since the Apollo missions from the 1970s. The mission overlaps with the 55th anniversary of Gemini 11 in September 1966, which had an apogee of 1,368 kilometers or 850 miles, the highest in history. The Inspiration 4 flight is at an orbital altitude of 364 miles, the highest achieved since 1999 and the fifth highest Earth orbital human spaceflight overall. Crew members will also use iPhone 12 Pro as the official data acquisition platform and as the screen for viewing images from an AI-guided organ scanning system called Butterfly IQ Plus. This innovative ultrasound tool is designed for non-medical experts to use. Data from the study will be used to help to determine if non-medical experts can self-acquire clinical-grade images without guidance from ground support, while also providing a timeline of biological changes before and during spaceflight. Apple's iPhone 12 Pro is being touted to be paired with a Butterfly IQ Plus ultrasound device to scan the crew's organs. The experiment will be able to determine if civilians could use the Butterfly IQ solely depending on its app. Well, one thing can be said certainly that following the Inspiration 4 mission, the 5 investigators behind a human health research study will be able to pore over the data and learn for the first time how non-professional astronauts are affected by space travel in the best ever way possible. Crew members will further perform cognitive evaluations with the Cognition app on iPad mini, software that's used by NASA-funded research studies. Other tests include the collection and examination of drops of blood using a vertical flow immunoassay BFI device, balance and perception evaluations, and biomedical sample collection. The Inspiration 4 mission already launched as of September 16 from the historic Launch Complex 39A at Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, Florida. SpaceX reported on Twitter that the crew members are healthy, happy, and resting comfortably, that they have performed the first round of scientific research and have eaten a couple of meals and slept. SpaceX also tweeted a photograph of the glass dome at the top of the Crew Dragon spacecraft, although there was no one inside at that time. 4 amateur astronauts have blasted off from Florida on their private mission to orbit. The Inspiration 4 crew took off in a SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule that previously flew NASA astronauts. The capsule will launch atop of SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket, and the Inspiration 4 crew comprising 1 billionaire and 3 ordinary citizens rode out of the Kennedy Space Center in a Dragon capsule provided by the SpaceX rocket company. The billionaire Isaacman, who is both funding and leading the mission, is an experienced aircraft pilot. He was a member of the Black Diamond Jet Team, a civilian aerobatic team, and has flown in over 100 air shows. That pilot training gave him a solid foundation for learning the ropes of the Dragon spacecraft. Childhood cancer survivor Haley Arsenox, aerospace industry professional Chris Dombrowski, and geoscientist Sian Proctor make up the rest of the crew. Arsenox was treated at St. Jude and now works at the hospital as a physician assistant. Dombrowski was once a U.S. Space Camp counselor and also served in the U.S. Air Force. Proctor was experienced as an analog astronaut participating in simulated space missions on Earth. She will have the chance to put real astronaut on her resume. The quartet will spend the next 3 days circling the Earth. It's another milestone in the space tourism market, which is experiencing a resurgence after a decade's hiatus. Earlier this summer, billionaire businessmen Sir Richard Branson and Jeff Bezos went above Earth's atmosphere in their own space vehicles. And following this latest mission, there will be 2 privateer visits to the International Space Station ISS, one in October carrying a Russian movie director and an actress, and a second early in the new year. The Inspiration 4 crew of Jared Isaacman, Haley Arsenox, Sian Proctor, and Chris Dombrowski have had 6 months of intensive training with SpaceX. However, onboard computer systems will be in control of their Dragon capsule, overseen by SpaceX teams on the ground. SpaceX and Inspiration 4 have described Wednesday's launch as the first all-civilian mission to orbit. And that depends very much on your definition of civilian. The first man to walk on the moon, Neil Armstrong, was technically a civilian, having resigned his Navy commissions in 1960, 9 years before Apollo 11. But there's no doubting that Dragon flight commanded by Mr. Isaacman has significance. Space activity, even human spaceflight, is becoming ever more commercial, and the idea that people can go to orbit outside of the purview of the major national space agencies will increasingly look normal. This collection and further analysis of data might go a long way in opening the doors of the future when space travel will no longer be exclusive, but might become a source of tourism, as is already being planned by a few companies, including Elon Musk-owned SpaceX and even Bezos-owned Blue Origin and Richard Branson's owned Virgin Galactic. That's all for today, folks. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so that you never miss any amazing videos from us.